finish at Masters Madrid has done nothing but improve, done nothing but impress. As we see, pretty clean site take here for Team Heretics, space being given up by FPX. So this is all according to plan. It seems like they're going to set up for a retake. See if they get it done, but that's a lot of damage to Autumn.
See how they choose to navigate this. That harbor wall and paranoia, barrage of utility already getting out onto the site, but Heretics wisely playing on the other side of it, not choosing to take the fight quite yet. Harbor up close to personal. Berlin will follow. Swoot drops two. The nade now to buy a little bit more time, and they have rolled the retake attempt from the defense.
Yeah, just a little bit of extra room behind that high tide for TH to work with.
Lysoar snappy onto the first, but cannot connect beyond that.
A little bit more reserved on this map. So, oh my god, Autumn, you absolute monster!
Oh, the reservations all being disregarded now. Autumn just destroys them.
Well, I mean, that's just,
Gun here.
you know, kind of gambling here a little bit as Team Heretics. Trying to push through that smoke. And Autumn was just ready for it.
Sometimes the gambles really don't go your way.
Goodness.
And you know, it's been so much fun to watch this FPX team because I do think they bring a really fun approach to the game. They provide a little bit something different, and you know, I've talked about it a couple times. I've had the pleasure of casting to these guys. Is that harbor wall that they just tried clearing is such a nuisance to get through. You have to clear it 2 times, potentially 3, depending on your pathing. You certainly don't want to face it because then Autumn's going to do to you what he just did. So you have to use utility to get B-main control, and that's often space that's free.
Exactly. Exactly. Who's going to find Lysoar there, but it is what makes them so challenging to play against, Doug, is you never know what's going on the other side of those high tides.
Left.
And Gen.G, I think, played it really well, where they were very patient behind it. Now, this is the bonus for Team Heretics, so you want to see what they're showing you, that's fine.
Boo in a 1v3, spotting all targets now. He's grabbed the spike. Paper thin, he's getting away.
This is great. This is huge value for Team Heretics. I mean, think about, they get an extra gun out of the hands of FPX. They're going to get the spike planted, get that extra cash for that. This is phenomenal.
And that's worst case scenario at this point. I mean, best case scenario, he shatters the hearts of FPX.
That would be unthinkable in some ways.
A smoke already used. Footsteps given away. He's biding his time. He's patient with it. He's going to catch them both. The Cove to provide a little bit of cover. No position given away quite yet. Berlin has gotten it to happen now on the tap. He has to face. For now, a quiet approach.
NG at least a little bit aware.
He's got to understand something's going on here. Meanwhile, Woot with the rocket pop trying to pick his timings and does so successfully. Meanwhile, Berlin is still behind them. Hyung is going to fall. RieNs will too, but benjyfishy now on the swing. Face turn towards the site. Berlin not able to capitalize on the position that he had. And now Autumn, who got a 1v3 in the previous round to open it up, is going to have to close it in the same way.
This is a team that doesn't like to save very often, Doug. They'll go for it, even in these situations that look unwinnable. Let's see if Autumn is going to commit.
This is pretty close to unwinnable. This is, I mean, as close as you can possibly get. A 1v3 with no real idea of where anyone is. And they have
willingness to try to go for retakes, try to use that harbor to their advantage. Saw it work in one round in the very late stages of it. Ooh, Wuko, better for that trade against Berlin.
Boy, I thought he was going to hit that shot.
He had it lined up.
I think this is pretty big for Heretics here. You take a look at their economy right now, it's pretty healthy. And if they can get through this while losing as little as possible, I mean, this is only going to make things considerably worse. The one thing, if you think about FPX and you're kind of concerned about their setup right now and the score is, their attack side is a treat to watch. It's so much fun to watch, so I think if there was to be an advantage somewhere, if we had to try to look for one, that's where it would be. As Woot is just eco-farming his way to 4, potentially 5, the ace on the other side, and a big lead.
Understanding where the open space is being given and taking advantage of it, and I mean, this is just Woot never really leaving his perch.
He never had to.
Nope. Never any util or anything like that to try to displace him.
Tournament, right? First win in front of this crowd.
Yes.
Right? This place was electric.
Oh, it's nuts.
And Autumn continues to cause problems on B. He's gotten away with more. Life is joining in on the fun. The spike has not left B main. For them to win this round would be insane. You're right. Life popping his ult. And that will help.
Here.
Any info found is an advantage gained. Who has to TP away? He's gotten into the smoke. The flash is there. Life will fall. They've gotten it down to 2. Again, this would be devastating. Can Berlin win out this 1v1? RieNs on the other side. He's tucking tail. He's running away. He's going to use the cove to get the defuse again. But the ult used. He's got it to have. He's got to dance around it. Manages to do so. Where's the second shot? The time.
One of those tricky plays, but he's just sticking around.
Yeah, there's nowhere for him to go. He's stuck. He's caught. He's lit up. And he's dead. There was no exit strategy for him there.
I'm curious.
Now spotting another as Woot's got 3 more just on this round. FPX really feel like they squander another opportunity. But the round is far. Well, never mind. No, it's done. Rounds and potentially more to be found.
It's bananas.
This is also a concerning time for teams because this is often where you see players force the matter. You know, this is where you start to see some of these swings that are ill-advised that you kind of feel the need to go out and make a play. Kind of turn things in your favor as best as you can. We'll see if that's the case for FPX. They have found no success really on either side of the game. Life with an opener onto Woot. They're finally getting the best of him. They've invested the Nightfall as well. All 3 of them, well, 3 of them are going to be tagged. The only one who's not is benjyfishy, who's playing a little bit further off, waiting for any flank that might come through as Life falls. Still attempting to get through main to try to stop this. Somehow the spam onto the spike, trying to conceal the defuse, still gets a kill they need. And now Lysoar with no time, no teammates, no armor, very little health, is able to drop 2 with them, but that's another round going the way of Heretics. Onto the spike.
Excellent point, Doug. They just read it like a book. They knew what FPX wanted to do. Here goes Life again. Done.
And he goes straight into the next. This has been a slaughter. An absolute slaughter. And this feels like one of those forced situations. I mean, they do have 3 rifles to play around, though. They've invested the Reckoning, too.
He doesn't know.
Ion position given away, head taken off.
Oh my god.
Who just made that look like mechanic? That he looked robotic. Yeah. That did not look human.
They're feeling it. It's insane. That was absolutely nuts from him.
This feels like the Heretics that we saw in their first match.
Yes.
Of the tournament. And I think the devastating question that has to be answered in the shroud of silence that's facing the question is, how do you stop this? How do you slow this down? Because I think you pose that question to FPX right now, you're going to be met with crickets.
Yep.
They have no answers.
None.
FPX fully investing into trying to hold B main. Woot once again with a height advantage, a rocket in between Berlin's eyes.
Unbelievable. And they have the neural theft too. I mean,
understand that FPX is rotated. They haven't tried concealing their approach. They haven't tried concealing this attempt. But it doesn't matter. It genuinely doesn't matter. They're fully transparent in their intentions, and they're still finding success.
Every time FPX wants to do something, peek, use util, it's shut right down. There's no answers that FPX has been able to find that haven't been read and accounted for by Team Heretics.
The paranoia is super early. There's a little bit of a swing there up from Ion. He tried catching the timing, but paTiTek was ahead of it.
They're pressing, Doug. Okay, here comes the dimensional drift. An opportunity here. Is he just going to go for this? No. Okay. Just got the info.
Yeah, he just gets info, and then they can kind of control where he is. I'm surprised they didn't really understand where Berlin was. He gets his 2, but so does Boo. They've got to shut the door on this round. An 11-1 lead going into halftime. Would be devastating lead. Life has gotten so close, but again,
his trap wires that are still here.
And they've both just been hit. The knife tagged him. So they're able to cross on past the second one. He's got to know that there's a timing. The Woot will fall, and so will paTiTek. They're poised to do a little bit more of that with a little bit of presence speed, but the spike is down. It's going to be a Life to pick us up. If he falls too, this could be disaster, but manages to stay alive, manages to drop RieNs. Now, FPX still had an opportunity to close this thing out. 1-for-1. benjyfishy getting the best of Ayang. Autumn. That got messy. That was ugly. But still, 10 seconds left. He's not going to make it in time.
He can't. It's actually not possible. Just need to survive. I mean, that works too.
Yeah, to really do anything, and that's part of what FPX ran into there.
And it's concerning, Doug, because as great as FPX has been this event, confident, aggressive, going for some more kills.
If I was 25-6, I'd be confident too. 25-7 now.
Gonna use their util. I mean, this is looking more like what you like to see from FPX, where they're using these smokes to take space, to get information, using their util to clean out the opponent's util. But it's come so late, Doug.
Yeah. They dug themselves so deep a hole at the beginning of this map. The first half goes so horribly sideways.
And then you lose the pistol.
Right, and it's over. It's wraps.
Too suppressed.
But for the culture, this would be the most ridiculous comeback of all time.
30
It
seconds
would.
left.
This would be the most ridiculous.
Just to be clear. Just to be clear. Berlin falls a 4v4 for the rest of the round. Potentially the closing moments of Sunset.
Time. They got to make the hit, and they got to make it now.
They've got Autumn in a really nice spot, though, to strike, and that's exactly what he does. So they're going to get the space they need to get the spike down and play at least one more round. Market intended to manipulate rotations for them to go back B and then them strike A. And they find a little bit of space, but Wood is still around. Finally falling, but not without getting his damage, not without getting his 2 kills. Now Reckoning intended to push Heretics back by a little bit of time. Now the ferocious attempt at a retake is afoot. benjyfishy has his ult. No real target to use it on Berlin on the spam. He pays for it with his life as he falls. Ayang and Lysoar, the only 2 remaining to try to keep this map alive. The spam through the smoke, not connecting, but he's doing his best. He's doing his damnedest. Both members weak, but still so much to do. Can Ayang close it out on his own? Can he stay alive to get all 3? Oh, the clip runs dry! Omen smoke. Autumn still has his orb to play around, so these little micro decisions now investing it into stairs.
Yeah, I really like the way that they control space and they give themselves fallback plans with that Viper wall. But Light just going to be trying to push, but he gets caught by the trap.
Instantly gets spammed too. Not getting fully punished. No fatal exchange on the other side, but enough to make you think twice about it. Down to 54 HP, the snap on Wood is perfect, and he's the one that's got to go down. He was a terror in the previous map, and it seems like life is taking over where Wood left off. A massive start for FPX. He's gotten 4, and at this point, you got to go for it.
They want it. Might not get it, though. Boo is going the other way. Autumn gonna clean it up.
Actually, the first to be challenged. Cam currently not triggered. Oh, he's slipped. He's played a little limbo. He's gotten under it, and he has no idea.
I love it. I love it, Doug.
Now the site wide open. They have some utility. You see some of it used there by RieNs to try to kind of dissuade the plan for a little bit longer to buy some time. Nade is going to hurt a tad more, not really connecting on the suck combo. Numbers heavily in way of FPX. RieNs was just flashed 2 times, if I'm not mistaken. Now the smoke. Spam comes through. He can't really cross, not safely. This has all the makings of a bonus.
Hey, you gotta save. And I think they know it.
I love this from FPX too. They're going to push it. Smelling blood in the water, they decide that they want to hunt.
Find him. He's gonna hear some footsteps.
Swiggity swooty. Traded by Booze, and there's the Thrash that they're gonna use. Life did drop the op, but turned it over into the hands of Autumn, so now Life perhaps a little bit more unleashed. That's a point up close and personal point blank up. Well, where did the bullets go? What? They all disappeared. Life still with the punish.
Is there a force field there?
And now 13 seconds left. They still haven't fully stabilized onto the site. They've got to get the spike down, and you've got to deal with benjyfishy, who's on the flank. His timing is perfect. The first shot delivered. The second, devastating. Everything going the way of Heretics there. Drop to Paranoia. back towards Worm, but now fully committing. That's going to draw out the Rolling Thunder. They haven't fully committed onto this. The Spike is still sitting back B main. They're happy to cut their losses and then flip. But Heretics a step ahead of it here. They're already rotating onto C. The Cosmic Divide will only buy so much time because they're already ahead of it. Who gets on top of the rocket? Drops Berlin. Icebox and Lysoar are the only two that remain with 10 seconds left. There's no room to be had. There's no
confirmation. Off to clear the boom bot. Here he goes. He got caught on the wire though.
Fortunately though, that paranoia kept paTiTek away from being able to punish. Now a dog in his face, and they traded for it. Wingman going in, and just like that, dying. But they've committed to this here. Berlin is going to be really far away from the play, but they've dropped the pit as well. Now all of the green goo obfuscating the view of the defenses.
Still have a paranoia to clear for Heretics.
They're playing so far up too. They have so many numbers. They have a lot of flexibility here. Very nicely done. That's a
Eventually upgrade to that operator later. It's all these things that FPX has on this map. Berlin catches benjyfishy.
Oh, almost punished. But Woot hunts him down. That's his paranoia. How does he play his cards? Patience on the swing. And Boo will fall. Life saving the day. paTiTek is his ult, but he's so far away, and RieNs is not around much longer. Because of the way things have played out.
Going for it. You got the Thrash, you got a Nightfall for paTiTek, and Boo gets an opener on Autumn outside of A main.
Autumn was the only one outside of spawn. So oftentimes, as we've seen the meta develop on Lotus, it's more of a default. They tap the door A once more, but keep an eye on the minimap and look at where life is.
30 seconds left.
Got that trap wire to consider, though.
But there are two players here. This is another vintage hit where they try to go through door and they try to punish, and there it is. Life strikes. Now a 3v3. Lysoar has to stay alive here. He's the contain. If he can play his life, this is going to work out really nicely. But he's punished. Spike planted a 2v3. Ayang has his ult.
But the Thrash is huge. Oh my.
And he's wrapping. Leaving life all on his own. Left to survive as much as he can, as long as he can. Buy some time and maybe take a couple with him. A consolation prize, if you will. Only finds one. This is dangerous. He's got to be able to tag them both. Only finds one. RieNs holding the smoke. Crosshair trade. It's a tap and it's a shot.
Yep.
Or hit the shot. He's not able to do either there.
Yep.
So you hear the showstopper used at the very beginning of the round.
I mean, I think if FPX could have that round back, it'd be life playing his life.
Agreed. Agreed.
This is a free site given over, you know, kind of expecting more CB attention.
And this is where things are a little different. Remember how many times they've made noise A and then they slam through the door and hit B.
Yep.
This time fully committing onto it. And you can see because of the positioning of Heretics, that's what they were expecting. That's where they're ready to fight. And FPX are glad to try to swing through that. paTiTek and Woot keep a couple back. Just two left now. Lysoar and Life. A 2v2. Eye cleared, Life cleared. And Lysoar with 1 HP. It seems like that's what they're trying to do. There's one of them used. Oh, but you're not supposed to pay for it with the life, and they don't! The rocket just off the mark! And now Cosmic Divide, invested C, the rotate back B, FPX are back to their antics. Pushing the smoke, but they pass each other like two ships in the night! paTiTek back on the swing! Boo falls! paTiTek dies too! It's a disaster!
How does this happen? Kept falling one after another. Now Benji, get a couple.
So they invest the nade. They know he's there. He's dead. Yeah, he takes one with him though.
That's something that FPX does all the time. With these extra layers of smokes, they're crossing. And you never know exactly what they're gonna do, but it's just read nicely by Heretics. And who knows, maybe benjyfishy can go on a lurk, go for an upgrade, but that's a lot of damage to paTiTek. 8 HP.
He's got to take a step back. Life dancing around utility somehow gets a fadeaway shot onto Autumn. Unbelievable. 4v4 to close out the half. There's the Rolling Thunder. Do they flood behind it? There's no go. There's no race to satchel up behind or anything like that, so they can't really fill the space. That means Life can pounce. But it's a 1-for-1. Now 2's left.
benjyfishy upgrading weapon. And they're trying to take these fights. They can get these ones if things go their way. It's a shot at it. A 1-for-1. Boo pushing forward. Lysoar weak. It's planted for him though.
Cover going out.
The first smoke down. The taps come through for Lysoar.
Aggressive push.
There's a lot on the other side of that. He gets his one, drops the smoke, gets away.
So good. So aware from Berlin. And he's giving up the orb, but taking the kill.
Yeah.
And giving a lot of info over to the rest of his team.
And it was Woot, man. I'll give up an orb for Woot any day of the week.
Any day of the week.
Especially with how much of a terror he was on the first map. The vast majority of the success he had was on the attacking side, so conventional wisdom would suggest that he's gonna find some of that streak again.
Yeah, shutting him down.
Early, you have to.
Yeah, exactly, dude. It's a massive win for Berlin there. And I mean, everybody on FPX knew exactly where he was. They pinged it out. They literally pinged it right on our screen, and they still lost that battle. That's how good FPX is right now. It's insane. Now, gonna be a little bit tricky. Hyung still has a little bit of that utility. Still has the Dizzy. Still has the Wingman in that Gecko arsenal. But the pivot over towards B. Door already open. Fault line to clear. Let's see what Life can do.
Oh, he's really far up. Ooh, he was so far up. I think he was going to re-clear B main without any real awareness of the fact that they fully lost control now. Heretics are going to try to rotate back. They have 10 seconds left. There's a whole lot of delay on the other side of this. This paranoia will be a problem. Oh, again, disaster. Can they commit to the spike? The flood comes out from heaven. It will not go down.
Spike down A.
Neither will FPX. Unbelievable. He's going to get 3. 1, 2. Make me a prophet. Ah, he only gets 2. But the damage is dealt. Berlin's playing in the smoke, and he's going to be able to counter all this by himself. He just refreshed it as well, so as soon as it goes down, he can pop it back up. He can play it so many different ways.
It's brilliant.
The problem is there's nothing on the other side of this. There's nothing for him to be able to capitalize on his position right now. He's got to swing, and it's dry.
That's tough. I think he was hoping that they would try a different side of the map. Okay, that's great for Boo, catching Lysoar. Trying to make his way, trying to cheat back towards the direction of Heretics' attack. That's a great read from him.
FPX had all of the makings of converting a bonus, but it's just not going their way. I think the one benefit is they're still going to have enough to buy.
Play around it nicely. I'm not sure necessarily that Benji expected 3, but he held the angle perfectly and expected a push out of some kind.
Yeah. We got RieNs who's got the utility in hand. Waiting for the right moment to strike, but there's a suck there. Life satcheling forward. The spam snooze coming over the wall. He was distracted by his friendly fire. Berlin landing a shot with the Sheriff.
I know exactly.
A 2v2 now and a neural theft invested. And a slow down from Heretics. They're fully committing onto this. They want to try to isolate
Last player standing.
and pick on Lysoar. And they managed to do so, getting it down to a 1v1. No utility to RieNs' name here. 10 seconds to have his fault line back.
Just a snake bite for Autumn.
It's a guessing game. It's a guessing game, and Autumn has won it. No.
That poison cloud, he could get some damage. Right?
This angle's tight, man. This angle's really tight. The suck is good. The shot is as well. The Rolling Thunder, and he doesn't get hit. He's able to stay alive, but goes aggressive with the shorty. Pays for it with his life. Oh, 4v4 now. They're committing the ults. Lysoar is rotated over. Life on the swing. Talk about having a plan and doing it no matter what. It's reckless, but it works. Traded in kind. Revenge so sweet.
More uncomfortable early, kind of anticipating that he was going to challenge it. What? Okay.
To do so blindly.
But Heretics was expecting it the whole time.
Yeah. Drop a couple of cages to cross back over. Heretics with full control up C. I think the other benefit is Berlin had an outlaw, if I'm not mistaken, so it's not like you're dropping a rifle and giving it back over. RieNs picks it up. They're clearing the trips. And all attention turned towards C. Heretics, they want to take the fight to their doorstep.
Showstopper.
They're swinging out ahead. Ult popped. Shot. And Life dead. Boone trying to steady the shot, snapping on a Lysoar, but Autumn stops him. Slows things down for just a moment, trying to tip the scales back their way. But it's an overwhelming weight on the other.
Wasn't it B? Oh boy.
That's a cue for him to go. He dropped benjyfishy and Boo. Ion repositioning. The Nightfall out. Berlin trying to steady.
Wow.
Trying to stop. And he does. Berlin holds the line. FPX.
Good one way.
The feet give him away. Takes a step back though. Lysoar now feeling pressure, overwhelmed by all the targets. benjyfishy is able to pen him through and drop him. Berlin will fall too. The site fully the way of Heretics here.
Spike planted.
One smoke to work with. Just the ruse from life.
And a triple controller comp to
Right.
say that is just crazy.
Just one. Yeah.
And they have like 25 to play with at the beginning of the round. But alas, that is what they have at their disposal.
Oh.
Flash over the top, his life is going hunting because of course he is!
Oh.
But Woot snaps on him!
Their
Unbelievable!
life wants to go, and they're like, no, 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 no. Just get down from there. Get off your perch.
They've read him.
And they know he's in this corner.
85 health quickly disintegrated.
So now you have a real question here. As Heretics, do you pull off because of the clove smokes that they can use from the death? You know, I think I do. I probably just say, you know what?
I do think FPX are ahead of it though, because look at their positioning. They're up mid and they're up B long. Berlin falls, unfortunately. They tried stopping them rotating away because I think you're right, and I would agree with you as well. If I know that Clove is dead A, I'm not going to play on that side of the map.
Nope.
If I can help it.
I got the spike.
And they do a great job of identifying the positions that FPX is trying to use to keep track of Heretics' movement. The alarm bot's beautiful. Reads Lysoar's
Spike planted.
lurk, and then the catch in mid is massive. Berlin goes down, and you're in trouble.
Yeah, it opens up the entire map for Heretics. That was FPX's win con. Given the current state of the map in that moment, that was the win con. Cutting off the rotations.
Yep.
And unfortunately, they aren't able to do so. So Heretics look like they are going to be able to convert on this bonus. They are going to be able to carry all of these weapons into the next. The one thing they don't have, if we're going to be splitting hairs here, is that they don't have an ult online. Other than that, I mean, this is perfect.
Remaining.
It's everything you could want. They've been reading everything that FPX wants to do so well. Now, Ion looking to see if anybody's going to come around that corner. Can't win the battle.
Obviously, without them really having any idea of that, Life strikes from the position he so comfortably plays on. But this time he has ult he can use. Instantly dropped right back down. Not able to capitalize on it.
Oh, Benji. I was just about to say, it's still a numbers advantage, but once again, benjyfishy able to best Berlin. You know, with that Killjoy. And versus the Harbor, you know, there's a lot of those high tides put out early, and Benji's just waiting for him, and then sniffing out the positioning that Berlin's taking, and shut him down a couple rounds in a row. So that mid-control battle, oh so crucial for the way that FPX wants to control this map. If they can't kind of just bully you, and in a really quick lockdown here from benjyfishy.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. A little early.
Bot coming back.
But Lysoar's there on the challenge.
Area's clear.
And he's not going to be around for much longer. He dies, pays for it. Now FPX with 2 left, Autumn and Ion. They're going to have to be trying to rotate through mid. Both been tagged by the knife. They've been spotted by the drone, at least Autumn has. And the utility is going to give the other away. But they have to try to get back here. They have to try to disrupt what's happening back yellow.
One enemy remaining.
Wingman doesn't even get it to half. It's a massive response from FPX, but they're not going to be able to get the defuse. They got the kills. Into the action we go. A little bit of that controller utility instantly used, and Woot dropped. Tried catching a timing, getting up top. Be long.
So you can see the change up here is to just be aggressive at these weakened kind of flanks that Team Heretics was trying to hold. And a lot of attention early in the round was pulled towards the front of A because of Life's typical positioning. And they realized that there was only usually 1 or 2. paTiTek, though, able to clean up Autumn.
He's so far up. And FPX are not really in a position to fight for this retake. They don't have much. But Lysoar repositioning with his ult. Getting back towards spawn. Previously divided, now reunited. And attempting to find some space off of the harbor wall. They will venture forth. The paranoia intended to help as well as best as it can. But the utility delay is so good, and RieNs has slipped the net, but he didn't check all the way in the corner, so he's dropped. Berlin on the swing, he falls. All onto life now. A 1v3, time is of the essence. And he does not have to understand that A should be pretty open and easy for the taking. Woot's already dashed back sight.
benjy took a ton of damage though, took a headshot. So that flank control could be tricky, especially with 3 players coming that way.
His utility really feels like a big one there. He's got to stay alive for Autumn with the Woot with the flash in his face, able to get the first and somehow gets a second when he shouldn't have really gotten any of it. But FPX punching back. A 3v3, weapon upgraded onto the Omen. But the spike has been going on for so long, and Heretics are positioning this so well. They were glad to give up the space, but they're going to have to deal with a bit of the utility. Berlin's gotten it to half. They have to check it 3/4 of the way. 80% now, and it's stopped. Finally, Lysoar on the other side of the smoke. 20 HP, the spam not connecting. paTiTek plays it beautifully. There is not enough time. He's gonna get the kill, but is he gonna get the defuse? Holy smokes, he did!
Anymore. Now he's got a goop in his face.
It's not fun.
And he's been spammed through the wall.
It's been a real overstack towards the B side. And FPX, I think, starting to realize that maybe they can play a little bit more for retakes. It worked in the previous round.
Well, and they have the tools for it here.
Autumn is playing really far up, though. Further up than I expected! But he's able to punish. Almost lands a spam onto the pit. Tucks inside of it. A little friendly fire, not connecting, but that's it. The pit's down. benjyfishy in a 1v5 gets it down.
No
Trying to res. The timing window has been given. paTiTek back online. benjy falls. paTiTek has to do it on his own. A second lease at life. Can he capitalize on the opportunity?
They've set up 2 players right at this.
That was loud.
That was really loud.
That was very, very loud. Life will fall. Picks right back up.
But Woot punishing with 2. How much more can they get here? Life has to get a fight here. He's got to get either an assist or a kill if he wants to come back. 20 HP. Is he even going to get the shot to do it? No.
And this is one of those rounds where FPX gets aggressive behind the high tide. We haven't seen it yet, where they've gotten this aggressive. And Team Heretics guesses correctly and waits it out. They have a full stack watching for that push. They were well aware. They probably had seen this in a round before, where when Life has his ult.
Honestly, that's a situation in which you would expect Life to get up pipes, to fight up 410.
Yep.
Because he's got his ult, but it was a mid-crunch, and you're right, Heretics were wise to it. Lysoar literally catching a stray. And Autumn left to his devices.
Now, probably gonna go for it. Try to do some damage, but benjy's got it red. benjy should be able to take it down, but Autumn actually wins that. In situations where you feel like
enough comfort, they might not give enough space to invest it. The thrash used, Woot will go undetected.
oh my.
You've got to be careful here because they've dropped the Reckoning as well. They've got him corralled all the way back. Woot is the only one who's been separated, torn asunder. Gets his kill.
Ooh. Spike down A. Last
What a mess of a round. But through all of that, Autumn's left in a 1v3, now 1v2.
Spikes down.
Heretics will have to go back and scoop it up. They're taking the scenic route.
It's in an uncomfortable spot.
Yeah, and I don't think Autumn realizes that it's down.
That's smart. That knife really smart to check that corner where you can see the spike from.
Left.
Really well aware there from paTiTek.
Yeah, Autumn thinks they've already grabbed the spike and they're headed to B.
That's fine.
So Heretics should be able to get out onto the spike, or onto the site, excuse me, get the spike down, settle into post plants quite nicely. Autumn's gonna have to take a long walk of shame to the other side of the map. And then try to make a play. He has a knife online, the only bit of utility to his name.
It's gonna have to get it done with the guns. Nope. And now finally Autumn is sliding that way a little bit.
What's the cue for them to go? The drone should call us enough of the rotations as Woot falls, not able to get any space. The attack has been blunted.
I'm a bit surprised that they're willing to challenge that as Team Heretics. Okay, that's why.
Yeah.
That works.
Talk about swinging things back their way. That's a brutal second step to this round.
That
think about it. You get Woot out of the picture.
Right.
Right? You have full control.
And you take Clove out.
Just like that.
And then you can rotate off of the death of Clove to the other side. Don't have to worry about those smokes.
It's just going to be Berlin's utility now to control things, and he's still playing back B. That knife should call for Autumn to come back, to send rotations back A, but nobody's moving.
Doug is literally waving his arms, folks.
They've got to get back here.
I agree.
13 seconds left, and Autumn's ahead of it. He doesn't wait for his teammates. So now it's a 2v4. paTiTek has his ult online. RieNs is weak, sure, but FPX have no choice. I know that homework shows that they don't like to save, but
Gotta go for this one. You have to.
gonna try.
Yeah.
One enemy remaining.
Good luck.
paTiTek with 3 on the round. Ion gets his. The spam through. The shots connect so far up. They're so
Okay.
committed. Berlin and Ion are able to hold the line, though. And now Lysoar, seemingly aware of what's potentially waiting on the other side. Woot's ahead of this, though. He's tucked in a smoke, and they're gonna check him. The first one falls.
My ult's ready.
Life doesn't have an ult to play around here. Oh, spam coming through as he gets another. But benjyfishy on the flank. RieNs just has to buy time. He just has to stay alive. He has to be a nuisance, a distraction. Only able to get one, and I don't know that benjyfishy's been able to get enough space, so now the thrash in his face. Autumn
it's too deep.
Diano missed. The spams will not connect, but the spike will go off. The Red Bull clutch for Heretics and heartbreak for FPX.
Un RieNs qui hésite, hein, qui est là, on lui dit attends c'est peut-être sur moi, c'est peut-être sur nous, reviens nous aider, ça joue à reprise à 3.
On envoie le wingman pour amorcer. Ouais, il y a du stuff, hein. D'anti-amorçage ici, on envoie quand même le petit citron amorcé ici. Est-ce qu'on peut réussir à trouver quelque chose? On envoie des tirs à travers aussi, mais il ne trouve personne. RieNs quand même. Lui il trouve l'élimination sur Berlin, je ne sais pas comment. Et en plus, l'amorçage a été annulé.
Ouais, l'amorçage qui reprend justement, on va essayer de reprendre au niveau de ce Nest live qui arrive au-dessus de RieNs justement, qui arrivera à le surprendre. Mais attends, il n'y a pas eu de communication sur vous, il sait pas d'où ça vient. Et live qui est en train de faire le triplé.
Allumez les casques, oh mon dieu, attention live ici qui va récupérer le quadra kill.
Glooby Boulga. C'est une vieille ref, un dessin animé de mon enfance.
Je lis sa paTiTek, la recon qui est bien placée de la part de RieNs. Ça n'est pas détruite par FPX, donc on néglige un peu cette retake potentiellement rapide, mais cette fois-ci on va prendre son temps pour reprendre pour Heretics. Mais les smokes, le nombre de smokes ici, live qui en profite, attention. Live qui pourrait être dangereux.
Alors on est bien placé, on reste proactif au niveau de cette défense de Spike pour les FPX. Pendant on a un avantage numérique et pour la team Heretics, RieNs qui en fait 2.
3v2.
3v2 maintenant.
3v2. Il y a encore une mollo envoyée justement du côté de Otum, c'est vu, on a identifié Otum sur sa position. Est-ce que Otum va décider de descendre ou non? AAAAY n'a plus rien.
Allez, ça commence à vouloir valider la moitié, on peut sticker, la moitié est faite, on perd boum et ça reste, et ça va tenir jusqu'au bout. Ça va tenir jusqu'au bout. Tu peux tout smoke, tu peux multiples flash.
Tu m'es envoyé, attention, on est
intéressant ça, cette ultimate de RieNs à ce timing là. Peut-être un tout petit peu tôt, ça connecte pas.
Woot, oh Woot peut-être, il est caché, alors faut laisser amorcer, attention on va réussir à faire le premier et le deuxième, et voilà, on est distrait par le wingman ici, l'accélération de live. Est-ce qu'on peut réussir à prendre un kill éventuellement peut-être sur les 17 secondes pour RieNs, mais non, pas du tout.
Il y a eu du post-plant pour empêcher l'amorçage, mais finalement il aura lieu, ici et maintenant.
Il est mort.
On se retrouve à 2 v3, 4 même.
C'est totem, totem mode.
Totem là, il peut punir, voilà c'est fait. On revient à la vie pour Life. Est-ce qu'il va pouvoir la conserver? On verra. Non, il sera puni instantanément par RieNs depuis la hauteur qui en fait 2. Woods qui intervient pour un troisième, pourquoi pas, alors que AAAAY est en train de surjouer. AAAAY qui surjoue tellement. Woods qui dégaine.
C'est un V1, c'est un V1, il a les kunai en main. Enfin non, 2v1 pardon, on a Book qui justement va réussir à arriver. Est-ce qu'on peut réussir à arriver?
Oh, ça passe à toi.
Il lui touche la cape. Il lui a reculé la cape, mais pas le frag de récupérer du côté de Woods.
Ah c'est terrible, on les a vus passer juste en dessous malheureusement. Il y a quand même un avantage numérique mais... Lysoar il est full life et armé.
Faut toucher une première fois pour Woods. Faut toucher le spike. Allez. Allez, vous obligé de clear le elbow. Attention. Allez, un cimetière d'armes, on peut pas y accéder pour l'instant du côté des joueurs. On va essayer de relever. On a vu justement Woods ici sur... On sait où il est. On sait où il est Lysoar, est-ce qu'on aura le temps?
Fake TP. Faut qu'il y aille ou il n'y a plus le temps. Hein.
Ouais, non, c'est terminé. C'est terminé. Le round est remporté par team FPX. Dommage quand même pour Wood qui a été pas en B. Elle est accessible, mais paTiTek, voilà. Wood qui prend de l'espace et qui réussit à trouver une petite faille dans le contrôle map des FPX là.
C'est bien, ça enlève une belle épine ça. Contrôle du top tube là par Lysoar qui a TP dessus.
Ouais, Omen permet ça, c'est très très bien.
Oh, il a entendu la part Benji, non?
Oui, mais bon, Benji il va pas y aller, de toute façon. On envoie un drone de prise d'information. Il va être vu, hein, Lysoar. Attention, est-ce qu'on peut réussir à travers? Non, on pourra pas. Et on est déjà passé sur le BP du côté de Berlin et de ses teammates.
Petit wall de protection, ça plante, on prend la hauteur du côté de Life dans sa propre smoke.
C'est tué. Le Iman a été interrompu, attention quand même, on va essayer peut-être de prendre des kills au niveau du backside du côté de Life ici, on va se faire face à RieNs qui va réussir à tenir ici, on envoie la bulle ici, est-ce qu'on peut réussir à trouver des shots à travers éventuellement? Non, on ne peut pas amorcer côté FPX.
Ouais, la bulle a été détruite instantanément, on se cache dans le corner, cette fois-ci ça va être planté à 30 secondes de la fin, mais on a bien retardé hein, l'amorçage, on a prélevé 2 joueurs, RieNs qui finira par tomber.
Oh, paTiTek, attention, 103v2 à pas torpiller, il reste que 2 joueurs, c'est Lysoar et AAAAY qui sont présents. Le strike est amorcé pour le défaut, il y a une excellente smoke justement de la part de la Viper de Boo ici. Lysoar qui veut TP in, est-ce qu'on peut essayer d'être surprenant pour l'instant? Attention AAAAY qui est en full one tap machine ici. Lysoar qui a été entendu je crois, la moitié n'a pas été faite.
Elle est pas tenue, elle est pas tenue la moitié.
Vraiment, grand respect.
Et encore une fois le mid embêté là-bas.
Alors attention les gars, vous savez que c'est pas passé. Vous pouvez vous insérer voilà, et prendre des petites cachettes, des petits corners qui pourraient surprendre. Et encore une fois, FPX dans leur style de jeu très lent vont prendre le A au contact ici. Le couteau est excellent, attention. On sait qu'il y a du monde, on a repéré les 3 joueurs. Ultimate qui a été claqué de la part de paTiTek.
Ouais. Contre couteau, Life qui punit sur la hauteur. On va...
Ils sont là, ils sont là. Qu'est-ce qu'on attend? Une flash ici éventuellement, excellente flash qui a été envoyé par Lotus je crois, hein, qui couche paTiTek.
Et là on pose la bulle, on est en train de planter tranquillement. On récupère... Ok, on récupère rien du tout, il vient de tomber. Mais Life est toujours aussi efficace au shoot.
Ouais, on récupère...
Overheal.
Ici. Attention, la chute du mur pourrait poser problème aux joueurs de Team Heretics. On décide de prendre la NES, sans doute du côté de FPX Life ici. Attention, ce qu'on aura pas puisqu'avant de ce moment-là. Ouais, on est très stable du côté de Live. benjyfishy qui va réussir à stopper. C'est un V2 maintenant. Et ils peuvent tellement revenir encore. Ultimate d'Arbor. On a repéré un joueur, on a repéré 2 joueurs même, je crois. Et Wood qui va tenter. Wood qui veut tenter. Ouais, malheureusement, le spray ne passera pas.
Il y a un confinement hein, pour Benji si on veut vraiment essayer de repousser tout ça. Oh, il y a tellement de stuff, ça explose de tous les sens là.
Oh, il y a
double nanite.
Oh non, on peut pas l'aider Wood.
Ça
fait
touche.
finir ici Life qui va être à voir, qui va se faire avoir, mais qui peut se repositionner grâce à son ultimate ici. Qui va réussir à mettre 2 balles sur paTiTek et c'est déjà quasiment terminé ce round. Le confinement ne pourra pas être joué, quoique.
Et on en prend un tir croisé. Life qui va tenter sa chance puisque de toute façon il est mort-vivant.
Allez.
Il est éliminé, la bulle est explosée.
Allez.
Le confinement qui est posé maintenant. On tente le tout pour le tout. 3v3.
On a les toxines de Boo qui doivent être revenus ici. On envoie l'ultimate du côté de RieNs. Il n'y a personne au niveau du duel. Est-ce qu'on peut réussir à toucher ici? Ça va toucher une première fois. Est-ce qu'on peut réussir pour le deuxième?
Oui, ça touche.
Oh, qui tombe, RieNs peut-être pour aller chercher plus qu'un ace. C'est déjà 4 kills de fait.
Il y a un retour de l'ultimate. Ça touche à travers, ça n'aura pas fait la moitié. L'ultimate qui est parti, ça gagne. Il est déterminé. Et c'est acheter quand même quelques petits trucs.
Il y a du Bucky Buck. Il y a de la Guardian. Le problème c'est que les FPX sont infaillibles pour l'instant.
Lysoar top yellow dans la smoke de son mate.
Hop là. On fait des dessins sur la map avec ce mur d'Arbor.
Et paf, c'est planté.
Et ouais, il n'y a pas assez de dégâts. Berlin ici, -1. On envoie une bulle pour renforcer encore une fois le contrôle de ce backside ici. On est vu du côté de Boo. Et on repart.
Ouais, il y a 2 joueurs qui arrivent depuis le spawn défensif, mais c'est attendu, c'est tenu par Autumn qui va faire un one tap sur Wood et qui va même s'offrir le deuxième sur benjyfishy. L'égalisation est là, d'ores et déjà. Boo
on décide de jouer très haut. Allez, il faut réussir à péter cette flash, il faut réussir à tenir. Il y a un couteau qui va réussir à partir, il y a une flash qui va être envoyée éventuellement. On envoie encore une fois, le stuff est doublé systématiquement par FPX. Ça rend les choses difficiles à contrer pour Wood.
Ouais, il s'extrait, il danse entre les balles. Il en a pris quelques-unes, mais l'important c'est de rester en vie pour Wood. On est armé cette fois-ci du côté des Team Heretics. C'est encore une fois le B qui est sollicité.
Il y a le Tiotum. No one walks away. Oh, TP in ici, on s'en doute, mais Lysoar! Oh, Lysoar, heureusement il est vengé par RieNs, mais là encore une fois il y a une prise d'espace, le teammate qui va réussir à toucher Berlin qui fait un kill. Et maintenant, on se retrouve encore une fois dans cette même situation de retake qui est là depuis un petit bout de temps. Mais qui n'est pas la réussite des Heretics.
Le énième poisson de High qui fait trop mal ici. 4v3, RieNs mort-vivant, 35 PV.
On doit attendre l'ultimate effectivement de Autumn.
Ils sont 3 derrière le yellow.
Allez, paTiTek, mais les têtes, c'est ce qu'on veut voir ici éventuellement on décale, mais c'est live encore une fois, peut-être ici RieNs, non c'est stoppé. benjyfishy, en 1v3, il y a encore le harbor à gérer.
5 PV. Il y en a un dans la smoke, un qui est à gauche, benjyfishy qui va jusqu'au bout de son move, mais il commence à manquer de temps bien évidemment et de PV. C'est pareil pour son adversaire.
Live qui attend, live qui est patient, live
Et la
qui va
moitié.
décaler au meilleur moment.
Heretics. It's a lot of riflery. Ooh, just going fishing off the back of this high tide. A little bit of a lurk from Life, and he's got Benji.
FPX have done it once on this stage. Can they do it again? The stakes infinitely greater this time around. History, 4 kills away.
Comes the cascade and the flash. He executes on.
He's trying to peek ahead of this. This is bold, this is risky, this is dangerous. But he waits, trying to get a little bit of a tag with the dart. Woot tries to get up high, has to dash back as Lysoar falls. 3v3 with 20 seconds left, and Berlin has gone exploring.
Hunter's Fury for RieNs. They could delay.
He's gotten past so much. They have to wait for Berlin to snipe here, and he does! But it's a 1-for-1! The spike now planted! I don't think they're gonna have time. He's gotta land the shots here, and he does! There's no fight! There's no time! We're going to overtime again! They have a cascade out. Exactly. Meanwhile, Heretics are gonna get onto A, investing very little. Yeah, dash, but a dart over the top. You'll get that back.
FPX just saying our attacker side's so good, let's just flip the map and try it from the other way.
Getting past the alarm bot was Lysoar, but the other one's got tagged. Meanwhile, Berlin is gonna try to approach us from the defender spawn by himself. He's just waiting for the right moment to strike. benjyfishy on the snap, life dead. FPX are falling apart here. This is the side that plagued them. This is the side they struggled on.
They gotta go.
They have to go now. And I think Heretics realize that. They're ahead of it. They know that no options are.
Still Woot holding this angle.
Oh, he misses the shot. But of course, he goes double dipping. Of course, he goes for the swing and he lands it. Life falls.
30 seconds left.
Can Heretics put him away? benjyfishy's on the flank. Oh, but FPX are striking back. Oh, the cove. The only thing separating them, he heard a footstep, he lands the shots on Berlin. Now a 2v2, the spike planted. They're both so far back. Lysoar and Autumn.
Just a smoke to work with.
They've got to hold him back.
And a TP. Uses it early.
Everything in their hands. benjyfishy creeping forward, looking for a target, nothing given. Footsteps are traded, but Woot fills the space and he falls. Benji on the tap. I mean, do they have the tools?
No, they're gonna wait. Looks like they're gonna wait.
Yeah, try to use a little bit of utility. That flash over the top. Woot hasn't been tagged. Woot hasn't been spotted. Lands the shots onto Berlin. Tries to cover himself, but life takes care of him. RieNs on the swing. Again, another flash and dink is beautiful as RieNs gets a second. But there's a shot at this defense. Life is here. At least his body is, so the smoke's come into play. Ion almost lands the second. The defense has to be everything, but Boo stops it. And now Lysoar, again, in a clutch situation. He's TP'd ahead of it. He's got, he had gotten into the...
Go. We're gonna try it.
Flash will be good. Boo is isolated here. benjyfishy's kind of close by. But can Heretics hold up? They say defense wins championships. They've got to find a way to do it here. Life just so weak though, and FPX managed to get the spike down. Now we're reset, ripe for it.
Oh my, and look at this lurk. Benji's been watching the whole time.
Oh, but he takes a different path. He doesn't go under tube. Are they going to be expecting it? Meanwhile, chaos on the site as each kill is traded. 1-on-1. Berlin in 1v2. He's been spotted.
No.
They know where he is, but he's gotten his one. Now the Cove on the swing. Berlin is close to it, and it's a... As it dissipates, he takes a step back. Now peeking forward once more. An opportunistic swing. Massive timing, but of course instantly traded.
This has caused a pause. Lysoar and Benji could be a pivotal 1v1 on this flank. And now he's gonna have to back out because...
If they're not quiet about this, Berlin will hear all of it.
Yep. He
And
does, he hears it.
And look at the rotations on the minimap. They're already headed back B.
But look what Boo's doing. Oh, did he get caught by
Knife
that?
tag? No.
No. Did not get caught by the knife.
The timing here on Berlin is everything because he's got to
30
understand most
seconds
of the people pass, but no, he's waiting for the last one. Boo falls. 4v3. Is there a trade? Yes, there is.
Spike
But still,
down
numbers
B.
the way of the defense.
Player standing.
They're expecting some kind of push through mid to push. Oh no!
Berlin was so far up. Trying to get inserted, but doing so on his own. So there's no one to trade.
Woot just read that so well. It's again that aggressive nature of FPX. Hurts them a little bit there. Still, got a lot of smokes to work with. You gotta wait for Lysoars to come back up. They might just go for this. One more towards the Thrash if they can get the plant off that as well. He just needs one kill and he can get it.
Boo was holding such a tight angle there.
Oh, Lysoar.
Lysoar's got a really nice spot.
30 seconds
Is
left.
he going to be able to capitalize on it, though? Is anyone going to give him the angle? Is anyone going to give him the target?
Spike planted.
Unaware of the fact that benjyfishy's right beneath him.
I don't think he hears him. Oh, but now he's giving his position away. Now he knows where he is. Meanwhile, Moon on the other side with 4. Lysoar drops one. Can he 1v3 to close this out? No! The ace for Woot!
Ace.
Insane!
Kills for the duelist.
Unbelievable. What a day he's having. If Heretics comes through,
One enemy remaining.
it's going to be in a big part because of the way Woot has stepped up on these duelists.
He's going to play. He's going to make a play in a position like this.
They got to know.
They knew.
Yeah, they're way ahead of it.
30 seconds left.
Pure disrespect in the face of utility. Now Life also getting really cheeky here, trying to get his one to get away, but not fully tucking. He's still trying to play around the smoke. He's got so many targets to deal with. Heretics in full control.
Yeah, that can't be the moment for Life. He tried to go big.
Same as Lysoar.
Woot's got the blades again.
The air has been sucked out of this room. What can FPX do to spark life once more? That's certainly going to help things. A 2v3 and a winnable one at that. Time is a problem,
Last player standing.
and it's only gotten worse. Berlin's now left alone. Has to try to use some mobility and utility to get it down to this, but I think at this point he's got to stick the defuse. There's no way he can really pull off of this. He's going to get the kills, but the
They're
bomb
in deep if they go full towards A.
Woot's so far up. Berlin has to be aware of it. What a shot!
Unreal. 0 point in the high tide.
Did the knife tag? Did the knife tag the KJ? Oh, it doesn't matter. Even if it did, benjyfishy's still alive, and now it's back up online. They've been able to hold him back so far. Oh, and now the spike is sitting on the ground!
Spike down.
It's all on to Berlin!
30 seconds
He's gonna
left.
swing on a paTiTek and get the kill, yes!
He's got to get the plant though.
How much more can he do?
I don't think he has enough time to rotate.
No, and he's paranoid. He has no idea where they are.
He has to get this plant down soon.
They're just calling his bluff.
Yep.
10 seconds
They're calling his bluff.
Oh no.
He's going in for the fight.
No.
He has one. And now the Cove. He should have enough time to plant. Does Boo challenge? Does he swing? Yes, he does. He's up in his face, and that's enough to stop the play.